It's time to have a conversation about the time we have on this earth. The main thing to know about the time we have on this earth, the time you have on this earth, is that you don't know how much of it is left. And it's kind of hard to accept that because we all inherently assume that we're going to live till we're 70 or 80 or 90 years old. We're going to live a long life. That's what everyone expects. That's what everyone wants. And that's what everyone assumes. And in that assumption, we actually fault ourselves and hinder ourselves. Because not only is it not true necessarily, is it not granted to us, is it not like a prophecy we have to fulfill, it's something purely based on, the fate, your fate, what the universe decides. Um, you have to start understanding that your time is limited, and the limit to it is, it could be over tomorrow. It could be over in a week. It could be over in a year. The vast majority of people in life who die unexpectedly, they assumed they had so much time left. There are so many 20-year-olds out there who thought they were going to live till they're 80. So many 30-year-olds out there who thought they were going to live till they're 80. 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, I could go on. Everyone assumes they have so much time, and they live their lives that way. And then suddenly they die. And a lot of them probably died with regrets. Even though they may have not had time to regret, they probably would have. Because they assumed they had so much more time to do everything they wanted to do. They assumed they had years left with their friends and family, so they never told them how they really felt. They never gave them hugs or told them that they loved them. They assumed that they had 20, 30, 40, 50 years left, so they put away their dreams, all the things they knew they should be doing, all the things, their desires in life. Oh, I still have the rest of my life to get that done. So today I'm going to, watch Netflix for 5 hours or scroll through TikTok for 2 hours. These are things that we fill our life with, and we fill them in our life because we assume that we have so much time left, and it's just not the case. It's not the case that we have the time left. We don't own it at all. The time that we have is given to us. Every second, every minute of the day, of every day, is something that is given to us. We don't own any of it. We are not granted any of it. We are not owed any of it. It is the universe, it is God who gives us these seconds and minutes, and they can be cut off at any time. And if people really sat down and meditated on this and actually thought about it, they would have a whole new perspective of life. They would live their lives completely different. You would not, if you truly understood that you have only limited amount of time and it could end at any second, you would not be scrolling on TikTok or watching Netflix all day. You would not be wasting your time hanging out with people you don't like. You would not waste your time gossiping about people you don't care about. You would not postpone anything. You would immediately attack everything you wanted to get done. All your chores, all the necessities of life, all your goals, you would immediately attack all of them because you knew you didn't have time to waste. We waste so much of time, the most valuable resource on this planet, to us and to all living creatures, time. The one thing that cannot be created in a machine, the one thing that humans cannot produce, time. Single-handedly the most valuable resource on this earth. And we waste so much of it. We waste so much more time than we waste money or any other currency or any other resource. Time is by far the most wasted. And that just doesn't make any sense because it is the most valuable. It is the life force. It is how we take on life. It is how we live our life, is with the time that we are afforded. And to assume that you have so much more of it is something very dangerous. It's basically gambling. Gambling with life. Postponing something. Not doing something because you assume you have tomorrow. That's a gamble. And yeah, if you want to talk statistics, especially in the Western world, we live in a very clean and, well, I don't know about clean, but we live in a safe society. A disease-free society, deadly disease-free society. Chances are you will make it to tomorrow. But it's not 100%. And people die all the time. Car accidents, sudden cardiac arrest. People disappear from this earth all the time, and they were not expecting it. It could happen to you. So let this video be a sign to stop wasting time and to take action. Tell the people you love that you love them. Attack your dreams and your goals. Start making progress towards them. That's my advice to you. There's a story in one of Robert Greene's book. It's The Laws of Human Nature. And he talks about a prisoner in a jail who later wrote about his near-death experience. The prisoners ahead of them were being executed. They were thrown into like this big open room with the ceiling cut out. And like a pool in the middle. And they were sat in there and then they were beheaded or shot, one or the other. And this one prisoner, he was thrown into the room. He was expecting death. He knew he was going to die. And he described his final moments. All of a sudden, he looked around and everything was more colorful. He could hear the birds and the bugs. He could see the wind blowing in the trees. Everything was full of life and color and sound. It was all so beautiful. And then suddenly, his murder was postponed. Something happened, and the jailers had to postpone his murder. And I think he completely avoided his murder, his execution. And then he wrote about that experience. And he understood that everything became more beautiful when he understood that he didn't have any time left. When he was no longer assuming that he was going to live, days, weeks, months ahead, years ahead. When he understood that his time was over, everything became beautiful. He noticed everything and he appreciated it. Those final 10 seconds were more appreciated by him than his entire life because he thought death was about to come. And death is always about to come. So take the time to deeply appreciate everything and be fortunate that it doesn't have to take, you actually believing you're about to die in the second to come to, appreciate it to that depth. Take the time and the effort to appreciate life to that depth. Take action. Look around you and just soak in the moment because it's going to be gone. Life flies by.